Hey everyone, CPO here, and in this video, I'm going to be doing a comparison between 8, that's right, 8 products designed to take these nasty faded Fenders back to their original black glory. Here are the contenders. In no particular order, we have Chemical Guys VRP, Garage One Pro Trim Restore, That Black Stuff Black Trim Restorer, Forever Black Bumper and Trim Cleaner and Reconditioner, Cerakote Trim Coat. I have high hopes for that one. Flowshine M16 All-in-One, Mother's Back to Black. And finally, Outlast by Armor All, Trim and Plastic Restorer. All right, so I reached out to some Facebook Jeep communities, and this is what you guys recommended as the products that you said worked the best for you. Now, I know that there are other videos out there doing these sort of comparisons. There are products in here that I haven't seen tested yet. And the other thing I want to do is really put them head to head. Now, spoiler alert, I have used Mother's Back to Black on these Fenders before, and as you can see, they're back to their faded grayness. So there's an opportunity for improvement. So I don't have a lot of hope for this one, but I went ahead and bought it again so I could compare it against the rest of these. So I spent a little over $100 in total on all of these. All of them came from Amazon with the exception of this one, Flowshine. I bought it locally here in the Tampa, Florida area. I will put a link to where you can find where to get this. All these others will have Amazon links. They are affiliate links, so if you buy using my link, it benefits me just a little bit, doesn't cost you anything extra. But as you can see, there are a very big difference in the amount and quantity of product you get. So I will break down sort of a cost per ounce, I guess. I'll figure out what unit, but maybe ounce works the best. What I was gonna do is go ahead and just apply this to these nasty Fenders, and then I realized, well, I don't want to put a bunch of inferior products on there. I want to wait till I figure out which one is the right one, the best one, and then I want to do CJ's Jeep in all of that. I reached out, I was looking for somebody that had some takeoffs, some really nasty Fenders just like this, and I couldn't find any actually. I was surprised, nobody had any in this bad a shape. So here's what I decided I'm going to do. I see this little trim piece here is made of a similar plastic. It is not quite as bad, but it is grayed and faded in a similar fashion as the Fenders. So I'm gonna test all of the products on this. I'm just gonna pull this off and I'm gonna apply all 8 different products onto this thing, and then we're gonna see initially which ones seem to look the best and which ones are easier to apply and which ones use more product or whatever. And then I'm gonna put it back in the elements and let it get some sun and rain. And I mean, we are in Florida, so I'm not gonna get any snow, unfortunately. But I think we can test the elements, and the sun down here is brutal. So it is the end of September, so I've got a little bit more time with some good high temps, and we will definitely put these things to the test. So let's get to it. All right, here is the order of the products as they will be applied. I will keep them in the same order. throughout this process. And then of course you can see here, I do have the trim panels taped off and ready for acceptance of the product. So we're going to start with the very first one, Flowshine. I'm starting with that one only because it's the only one that comes in a spray. So I figure it's probably easier to start with that because spraying is a little less controlled than all of the other methods of application. So I will just start with that one. So let's take a look at it. All right, so Flowshine M16 All-in-One. It's 32 ounces and has a cherry scent. It is made in the USA. The instructions say to shake well before using, spray directly onto a clean surface, apply liberally, use a clean sponge to spread the product evenly on the toughest areas, spray and let it dry completely. Not doing engine use. For plastics, rubbers, tires, chassis, tops, and everything else, safe to use on hot surfaces. And yeah, don't swallow it. So these are cold surfaces, and we're just going to do this here in this controlled environment on the tabletop. So since I'm spraying this directly on, what I'll do is go ahead and I'll protect the rest of those. So let me get something to do that with. Stand by. All right, I sacrificed a Ziploc baggie for this. And what I'll do is just tape it. I don't want any of the overspray to get onto the other testing surfaces. Alrighty. Okay, let's put this on the narrow spray. Oh, it's pink. So I'm liberally applying. And I have a handful of microfibers. Let's see what this says again. Use a clean sponge to spread the product evenly. So I'm assuming a cloth will work just fine. Does smell nice. And I'm just going to go ahead and really make sure we have a good coat of this. Boom. All right, so that I can let this one dry, I'll apply next here. So Armor All, Forever Black, the black stuff, Garage 1. I'm gonna leave these insides as controls. I'm not gonna do anything to these guys. So the next one's gonna be Garage 1 Pro Trim Restore, restores and protects. And this is 8 fluid ounces and made in the USA also. Garage 1 is a high-tech unique formula containing powerful UV blocker. Okay. Designed to restore faded black and gray exterior trim on your vehicle. No silicone oils are solid. Shake well before every use. For exterior use only, trim must be clean and dry before applying. In the shade with a sponge applicator covering area evenly. Allow 15 minutes to cure and smooth out with a light second coat. Allow second coat 15 minutes cure time and your trim is restored to factory new. Lasts over 6 months when applied as directed. All right. So in lieu of sponge applicators, I'm applying them all with microfiber. Okay, it's a clear liquid. I was not expecting that. See what that looks like. This smells kind of citrusy. All right, so that's the first coat. And then we need 15 minutes to cure, and then a second coat. All right, let's move next to the Mother's Back to Black Trim Restore. The reason is that one's gonna go right here. This is 12 ounces. And the directions: shake well before and during use. Do not apply to hot surfaces. Begin with a clean, cool, and dry surface. Treat one area at a time. Pour trim and plastic restore onto a dry, soft terry cloth, sponge, or suitable applicator. Apply product liberally and massage thoroughly into surface. For severely neglected surfaces, first use Mother's Back to Black Heavy Duty Trim Cleaner, which I did not do, just for the record. Allow to penetrate, then buff with a clean microfiber or terry fiber cloth. Should streaking occur, additional buffing will be required. Heavily stained or soiled areas may require additional applications. I have no idea where this is made. Oh, made in the USA, down at the bottom. Okay, got it. I remember this stuff from before. Kind of massage it in. All these look really good when they're wet. The question will be, what will they look like when they're dry? And then how long will it last? That smells nice too. All these smell really good. Allow to penetrate, buff with the clean. All right. So what I'll do, because this one requires a second coat after 15 minutes, I think what I'm gonna do is just go through and recoat all of these. So now, let's move to the Armor All Outlast product, since it's gonna be on the far end over there. Restores plastic and vinyl like new. Underline and bold. This is 8 ounces. Over time, exterior trim, blah, blah, blah. Where are the instructions? There they are. For interior and exterior use, trim, rubber, plastic surface may be treated, should be cleaned before use. Shake bottle, apply product onto damp microfiber towel or directly onto surface. Spread evenly, leaving light coat. Allow to penetrate for at least 5 minutes. Using a damp terry cloth or microfiber towel, lightly wipe up excess product from surface. For best results, may require multiple coats. Okay, let's see what's in here. I haven't even opened up this box yet. Oh, they give you the microfiber towel and the bottle. And this has a very similar look to the Mother's Back to Black, but it's a thinner consistency. Oh, that looks nice. Okay, Armor All Outlast. Okay, let's move to Cerakote Trim Coat. This says Wash and dry surfaces thoroughly using a non-wax containing detergent such as Dawn dish soap. Check. Important. Must be applied to a completely dry surface. Check. Tip. Open and close doors, trunk, hood several times before any trapped water. Roll down windows. Avoid contact. Blah, 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 blah. Wearing provided gloves. Open one pack and wipe trim surface using the pre-wet wipe in overlapping passes to ensure full coverage. Rotate wipe as needed, ensuring you use all the surfaces of the wipe. Move to a new pack when wipe becomes dry or spoiled. After application, allow a minimum of 1 hour before driving or exposing to moisture. Always wear chemical resistant gloves while handling. Okay, 10 wipes and 2 pairs of gloves. Made in the USA. Did we check Armor All Outlast? Made in the USA. So far everything's been made in the USA. For those of you keeping track. All right, so. All right. Well, I feel like I'm back in college again, except smaller. Ha! Sorry, that was some of you will get that joke. Most of you won't, and that's okay. All right, it's a glorified wet wipe. So, yes, I am wasting one of these on a very small section, but hey, it is what it is. This one smells chemically. All the others smelt nice and either citrusy or, I don't know, whatever flavor, cherry. This one smells like chemicals, FYI. So, if you have to wear gloves to apply it, you probably should try not to breathe it. So, but yeah, I can definitely tell there's a chemical hue about it. All right. So that is that. All right, now we're gonna use the black stuff. That black stuff, permanent, no silicone, black trim restorer. This is 3 1/4 ounces. Oh my gosh, I can't read. It's silver on black. Direction: shake well, clean area thoroughly to remove any silicones, grease, contaminants, mask with tape if required to keep off adjoining areas. Holy crap, look, if you're gonna make a label, please don't make it shiny silver on black. I can't hardly read this. Apply thin coats with lint-free towel or cloth until desired coverage is achieved. Let air dry completely between coats. Do not apply under 60 degrees or wash for 24 hours. Full cure is in 3 to 5 days. Okay, made in USA. It sounds like there's a like a paintball in there, like what you have in paint cans. You hear that? I mean, this is basically a dye, I think. We'll find out. Yes, it's paint. So hey, if it works, it works. I'm okay with that. Just know, probably wanted to wear gloves for this one too. Boom, let's do that. All right. It feels thinner than like a paint, more like a dye than a paint. All right, let me double check these instructions. Yeah, look at this. Apply thin coat with lint-free. Let air dry completely. Okay, well, we'll let it dry completely and we'll continue on. Let's go next to this Chemical Guys VRP, vinyl, rubber, and plastic. 16 fluid ounces. Super shine. All these are made in the USA. That's kind of interesting. All right, directions: shake well, spread with foam or microfiber applicator pad, work into surface, wipe excess if desired, reapply as needed. All right. This will be the last one on this panel. There we go. We're back to good smelling cream. I don't know what that smell is, but it smells good. Kind of thick. It doesn't really absorb all that easily into the plastic. A lot of the other ones absorbed really quickly. This one does not seem to want to absorb super quickly, so that's, I guess, why in the instructions it says wipe off excess if desired. All right, let me just double check this. Man, that smells good. Wipe excess if desired, reapply as needed. Okay. So that is that panel so far. So check it out. We have Flowshine here after one application, Cerakote after one application, VRP after one application, and Mother's back to black after one application. Now I am going to go through and put a second coat on everything. So just because, but let's finish. We got one more to go on this panel over here. And this is gonna be Forever Black, bumper and trim, cleaner and reconditioner. So this is a dye for sure. 10 fluid ounces, made in the USA. Instructions are probably inside. Ooh, they give you a foam applicator. Okay, this is our first 2-in-1 product. Mix 4 ounces with ½ gallon of warm water, sponge solution, scrub to remove dirt and silicone, rinse thoroughly with clean water, dry completely. Surface is not completely oil of silicone, Forever Black and trim conditioner will not adhere properly. All right, so I'm gonna forego the special cleaner. The same way Mother's Back to Black had a recommendation that I didn't get a chance to follow. And we'll just see at surface how these things do. Prepare surface to be treated or with a detergent that will remove oil, silicone, dirt residue. Okay, so fair. Like I used Dawn, it should do all that. Surface is not completely clean of all oil and silicone. Forever Black will not adhere properly. Squeeze small amount of Forever Black bumper and trim onto applicator brush. Apply an even coat of the reconditioner over the desired area. For best results, keep applicator saturated, dries in 15 to 20 minutes. Do not apply in direct sunlight. Choose a cool, well-lit area when applying. Test first. Keep a damp work towel handy. Wipe off streaks, drips, etc. For richer luster, apply a second coat. When complete, wash applicator with soap and water. All right, Let's see what kind of mess we can make here. Okay, there we go. We'll put that, we'll set that aside. So that we have, what do we have here? We have Garage One Trim Restorer, that black stuff, Forever Black, and Armor All Outlast. So yeah, these are our contenders. I'm gonna go through and apply a second coat to all of these, and then yeah, we'll see what happens. So I won't make you watch that.
A few minutes later.
All right, this is the last of the second coat. So I went back through and I applied a second coat on every one of these. And in most cases, it was probably a half an hour between coats or more. So now we can let these dry, but just as a comparison, this is Flowshine M16, this is Cerakote, this is VRP from Chemical Guys, this is Mother's Back to Black, this is Garage One Trim Restorer, this is that black stuff, this is Forever Black, and this is Armor All Outlast. So yeah, I'm gonna let these dry, and then we'll start phase 2, which is exposing them to the elements. By the way, in case you forgot, this is the control and this is the control. So all of them have done something better than what was there before. But we'll see how they look after they all dry completely. All right, folks, it is the next day. I would say these have been sitting for somewhere between, I don't know, 18 to 20 hours. Not a full 24 hours, but pretty close. You can see some products are messier than others. These, I don't remember if this is the black stuff or the Forever Black. That was the messiest. But yeah, the dyes, obviously, you want to be extra careful with when you apply, especially when these are on the vehicle. So let's take a look at what we have here. My first reaction is some of them are glossy and some of them are matte. So that may make a difference to you on which product you prefer, because, you know, a lot of people prefer a matte look on their fenders and black plastic trim. Some of these were easier to apply than others, but none of them were really challenging to apply at all. They were all pretty simple. We have the Flowshine, which was a spray. You had the Cerakote, which used a wipe. The rest were all sort of creams or some other type of liquid that you just rub in. And again, I put 2 coats on all of these, and so yeah, it is what it is. I think what I do want to do is sort of give them all a quick buff with a dry, fresh, clean cloth, because I think that's gonna make a difference in the final product. And this is what I would do if I was doing it on the Jeep. So we'll take a look and see. Also, I noticed some are more susceptible to surface imperfections than others, right? And being how well they're evenly coated seems to make a difference. I'll show you what I mean here in a second. Like, this is Forever Black. You can kind of see, hopefully you can see in here, there's almost like some brush marks from the applicator. Like painting, you know, you'll end up with some marks. So before it dries, you might consider trying to smooth that down or make it look a little better. Most of them applied fairly evenly. This is the, see, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is Garage 1. Looks like there's a couple different shades here. Back to Black, Mothers, this is Chemical Guys, they all look nice. The shiniest, glossiest, probably the easiest to apply is the Cerakote. The Flowshine, you can see some of the old fadedness sort of showing through. The second coat is definitely better than the first coat that I did. And I wonder, like, if you could apply multiple coats and really get that to come together. But it's definitely better. I mean, this is the original, and so definitely it's made a difference. So even though it is the lightest of all of them, still a marked improvement over not using anything, obviously. So what we haven't yet tested is how well these are going to last. So you may or may not agree with my method, my strategy for doing this. I debated whether or not I was even going to show you the actual application, or just, you know, speed through that footage, or maybe even just, you know, ta-da, magical, like it's all done. But I really thought it would be helpful for some folks to see the process of applying the different products, what they smell like, what they look like, what their consistency is. I think that that might be useful for some folks. Now, obviously we have a broad spectrum of prices. Flowshine really being the least expensive, and you get a lot of product. So this is after 2 coats. You know, we've got plenty of product we can apply, you know, multiple times, whereas some of these, like the black stuff and Forever Black, you might might use up an entire bottle on one vehicle. So just for the first coat. I'll put a graphic up so you can see. So what I will do now is let these continue to cure for the next couple of days. I just want to see these stripes. I think it'd be cool. And then we will start exposing them to the elements, and I will wash them with car wash solution. And then we will just see how they go. So I debated also on whether or not I was going to wait to show you this video when everything was done and I had done several weeks of environmental testing. But, you know, I think I'm just going to go ahead and release this first part now, and then do a follow-up later on of the after effects. So that way you can go ahead and look at this, make some decisions based on what you've seen so far. And we'll go from there. So stay tuned, and you'll see a follow-up. If you have any, you know, questions or arguments, you want to complain about how I did something, feel free to let me know in the comments. Again, I bought all of these products. I don't know any of these people who make these products. I'm not being paid or whatever to do this. I just thought it would be kind of an interesting experience. To be honest with you, if I really wanted to just fix my son's Fenders and make them black again, for like 140 or 50 bucks, I can buy a whole replacement set and not even worry about cleaning up the old ones. But I like this stuff. I thought it was fun. I was hoping it might be helpful for you. So yeah, if there's some things I could do better, I get it. I'm not perfect. I may not have applied them exactly the way the manufacturer might have intended. But I think I did a job that the average person would do. So yeah. Anyway, guys, stay tuned. We will see how these things fare after a few weeks of being exposed and getting some washing. Again, just to go back through, Flowshine, Cerakote, Chemical Guys VRP, Mother's Back to Black, Garage 1 Trim Restore, That Black Stuff, Forever Black, and then Armor All Outlast. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Stay tuned. I'll catch you on the next one.